Star Wars The Last Jedi Vintage Collection Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, I think if I saw this character when I was a kid, I would have been really scared. This guy, to me, is more scarier and menacing than Emperor Palpatine or Vader ever was. He was one ugly, scaring dude. And it's represented really well in 3 3/4 inch figure form. I'm quite impressed. I've seen the 6-inch figure. Haven't picked that up yet, but I will eventually. But also very detailed. And I didn't think the smaller figure would be as detailed as that, but in my opinion, it's as much detailed as you could get a figure this size to be. Especially with someone as Snoke's facial features, excuse me. It's comparing his face sculpt here to the image we have on the right, and it's pretty close. Pretty close. Again, the what you got on the back of the card, same as the First Order Stormtrooper, pretty much. But yeah, I want to open him up and have a look. I especially want to see how this bathrobe works with the figure. When I saw original images on the internet, I was like, meh. But here in person, he looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do have I am concerned about the height. I still don't know. Maybe, you know, some of you guys can hold me as to how tall Supreme Leader Snoke was supposed to be. I heard he was meant to be something like 8 feet tall. I remember him being tall in the movie. But yeah, compared to compared to a Stormtrooper, he does have that height over a Stormtrooper, but compared to someone like Kylo Ren, doesn't seem to be tall enough. I know Kylo Ren is taller than the troopers. The actor that plays him is I think is around 6'2"-ish or 6'3", something like that. But from what I know, this guy was supposed to be at least over 7.5 feet, if not 8, from what I heard. But I was never really definitely certain as to how tall he was supposed to be. But yeah, I'm going to open this guy up and we'll have a closer look. Alright guys, here's Supreme Leader Snoke outside of his package, and I've got to say I'm quite impressed. The soft goods robe works really well with him. His face sculpt is done to a T. It's very realistic and very accurate to the way he was portrayed in the film. The only issue I would have is the height of the figure. Now, I'm not certain, but from what I know, Snoke was always meant to be at least at least the Wookiee height, 7'4" 5, 7.5 feet to 8 feet tall. Some say he was even taller, I'm not sure. But compared to some of the other figures in this line, he looks more of a, like, close to maybe just under 7 foot or something. But maybe you guys know how tall he was meant to be, because I was never 100% certain. In the film, of course, most of the time he was, oops, I dropped my Snoke. Most of the time he was seated on his throne room. And I think the only time he did ever stand up was when Kylo Ren was in the room with him. But even then, I believe Kylo Ren was just down on one knee, so it was very hard to compare. But yeah, and after that we never saw much of him at all, so yeah, maybe you guys can help me with that. But I'll just give you a look at his face sculpt here. And there's a handsome face that only a mother could love, of course. Probably, in my opinion, one of the most scariest, most gruesome looking characters in Star Wars to date. I think if I had seen this guy when I was a kid, I probably would have been freaked out. Even the neck detail there. Always felt this figure would be lacking compared to the 6-inch figure due to his scale, but no, he's done really well. Even that crack, I don't know what it is on his head. Always wonder if he's just got some kind of like a flesh-eating disease or been infected with something while fighting some, I don't know, someone in the past. We still kind of don't know how old Snoke is. His ring has got a nice ring there. On his left hand. Articulation wise, pretty much the same as all the other figures in the wave of the vintage line or the Black Series line. You've got the ball joint, shoulders, bend and swivel. Even swivels and bends quite well in this robe, so there's no hindering of articulation at all. The robe works really well with him. Just have a look at what's under his he's got his pale skin there, and you've got that. I've got to admit the joint there is pretty ugly, but if you're going to keep him in the robe, then it should be okay. The hands as well, you can get him to bend all the way down, and Kylo gives me such a headache. He's got the mid-torso cut. Yeah, it's the mid-torso cut there. Give you a look at what's under here, just pretty much just white underneath. The hips, legs go out about there. He's got the upper thigh cut as well, right there. Bends at the knee, bends at the foot, and rotates as well. So yeah, in terms of articulation, it's all there, and it works really well. Just give you a look at that belt there as well. Keeps that robe on nice and tight. But yeah, even his feet are in. Look at that. Needs to put some Vaseline on his feet or something. Yeah, it just makes me wonder the condition of his skin. Makes me wonder whether it was his face was ever battle damaged at all, or is just stricken with some skin condition or something that eats away at his flesh. Just quickly, I'll show you a comparison with the height. Here he is with the First Order Stormtrooper. So obviously taller by about a head there. And here he is next to Kylo. Now I know the actor that played Kylo Ren was around 6'2" or 6'3", so even though here Snoke is a tad taller, I'd still probably have preferred him maybe to be up to that height maybe. So yeah, I still got to look that up. I don't know if he was just a tad taller than Kylo. He seemed a lot taller in the movie. But yeah, other than that, great figure. Maybe we'll see a throne room released in this scale as well, which would be pretty cool, with the Praetorian Guards. But yeah, that's about it. That's the Last Jedi Vintage Collection 3 3/4 inch Supreme Leader Snoke, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for my next video.